Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Gina, and let's talk about plants. So in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at my import plants. So this is an update on how those import plants are doing. So back in, what month was it? June maybe? I can't remember. It will be up here on the screen when I receive these plants. So I got them within like 2 or 3 weeks of each other. One came from a company called Aroid Asia, and the other one came from a company called Aroid Market. And I can't remember which one came first, but I think it was the Aroid Market, I think. Maybe it was Aroid Asia. It really doesn't matter. But so they contacted me, these companies contacted me, and they asked if I would be interested in receiving some plants they would send to me, and I would unbox them for you. And I was like, yeah, definitely. So they sent me these plants. And I'm happy to report that every single one of these plants is still alive. Some look better than others, but for the most part, they are all doing just wonderfully. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at them, and I've gathered them all here with me, down here, over here, up here. They're just all around me. So there's quite a few plants. I think, let's see how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 plants in total that we'll be looking at today. Okay, so if I can, I will include, I will include either photo or video of what these plants originally look like when I first got them, and then you'll see what they look like today. So I think we're gonna start with all the plants I received from Aroid Asia. So first one is right here, right to my left. So this is the Monstera Addin ARA variegated, and it is doing absolutely beautifully. It's keeping that nice variegation in it, and we have a new leaf about to open soon. I think this was the most recent leaf that came out. It's big, it's beautiful, and it's doing just fabulously. It lives in my family room on the mantle, kind of far from a window, but that doesn't seem to be bothering it one bit. You can see how it is. It has grown, like going that way, like towards the window. So this is the back against the wall. This is where the light source is. So it is growing forward, but still a beautiful plant. Really love this one. Really happy with it. So that is Monstera Addin ARA variegated. Love those big fenestrations. So beautiful. All right, okay, so the next one I got from Aroid Asia is the Philodendron Strawberry Shake. And as you can see, it is just doing perfectly. Like, I haven't lost any leaves on this one. I haven't lost any leaves on the one we just looked at either, the Adansonii. For the most part, I haven't lost any leaves on these plants, which is surprising to me since they've come, they came from Indonesia, I believe, and that's, there's a lot of stress in that, but they seem to have really adjusted really well. And look at this beautiful blushy pink on this leaf. Just this leaf in general. All these leaves. Look at this one. And a new one that will be coming out. And this one is in a 4-inch pot in soil, a chunky Aroid mix, my own mix, in this cute little cat planter and it's doing great. That's the Philodendron Strawberry Shake. Okay, so the next one from Aroid Asia is this Antherium Vitarfolium. And I got a few antheriums. Actually, I just got 2. But I have a few antheriums in my collection, and this one I would say is doing the best of all of those antheriums. And I think that is because they adjust well to ambient room conditions. They don't need like that super high humidity. And yeah, so this one is responding really well, doing really well. This is the biggest leaf I've gotten so far. And I think this was a new leaf after I received the plant, or maybe it was just a newer leaf, and in my care it has just gotten pretty big. So do a little turnaround here so you can see all the leaves. So this one sits in the family room, the same as the Adansonii, except this one is like right by the window hanging. And here is its newest leaf. So I'm so anxious to see how big this one is going to get. And then I just noticed today, looks like an inflorescence perhaps, right there. So that's kind of exciting. I don't think I'm really anxious to start pollinating with my antheriums. So I think that's like a long way down the road, but that's exciting to me. So this is the Antherium Vitarfolium. Love that leaf. And it's doing, I would say it's doing pretty great. It's in a chunky aroid mix, and it seems to be doing well with that. Okay, so actually this next plant we're going to look at, both companies sent me one of these plants, and I can't remember which was from who. So I am just going to grab one. It may not be the one that came from the company, but they're both doing well, so it really doesn't matter. So here we have, this is the Hoya Tanggamus. Look at those big leaves. So as you can see, it's still in water. It's been sitting in water for a couple months, and I really need to pot them up. Both of these are sitting in water, and they need to be potted up. And I haven't really made my mind up yet if I want to put them into like soil, into a chunky soil mix, or if I want to put them into pond. But really, I'm going back and forth. Like, I say I'm going to do pond, and then I'm like, no, I want to do soil. But at this moment, right now, I am leaning towards a chunky soil mix for both of these Hoya Tanggamus. And I might just to save space, I'll probably pot them up together. So there are no new leaves. I haven't gotten any new leaves on this plant. But that is not surprising because it has been working on growing its root system. And I know once I get it into soil, it will eventually take off. So yeah, it's doing great, growing roots, and pretty happy, I would say. Okay, so the next one we're looking at from Aroid Asia. This is the Macril Red, and it is doing great. So this one, once again, it is still in water, but it has grown those nice roots, and I just need to get it potted up. And it was the same situation with this one. I wasn't sure what I wanted to pot it up into, but I am leaning towards soil for sure. So I do believe I did lose a couple of leaves, or at least one here. You can see. Pretty sure I lost that one. Maybe it was just that one that I lost after receiving it. But otherwise, it's doing great. That's Hoya Macril Red. Okay, so the final one I got from Aroid Asia, I have to go grab because it is on the shelf over here because I just didn't have enough space. So this is the Hoya Undula Red. So now this one I know was bigger. It was bigger when I got it, and I might have, yeah, I chopped it because I can see where I chopped it here. And I tried propagating those other leaves, and those propagations did not take. They died off. But this was the original. This is like the mother plant of it, and it is still going, and it gave me this as a new leaf. So I only had one leaf left of this plant, and it gave me this new leaf. So yeah, so this one I would say of all the plants I received from Aroid Asia, this one struggled. This was the only one that struggled. But as you can see, I did not lose it. So, and this one I am keeping it in my grow tent. So it's currently living in my grow tent. And when I took you on my grow tent tour, just the last video, I totally forgot about this plant. I knew I forgot something. Actually, I forgot like a whole tray of plants. But anyway, so yeah, this one is living in my grow tent. And it's so cute, I think. Really cute. So yeah, Hoya Undula Red. Okay, so now we are moving on to all the plants I received from Aroid Market. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, so there are some really nice ones in this grouping. I think this is my favorite grouping. I mean, I love all the plants, but I think a lot of my favorites are in this bunch. All right, so the first one we're going to look at is the Epipremnum Amplissimum ARA variegated. Look how beautiful this plant is. So when these companies sent me these plants, I was able to pick out, like with one company I could pick out 3 plants, the other one I could pick out 4, and then they would send extras. So this was one of the extras. I did not have this, I did not pick this plant out, and it turned out to be like one of my very favorites of all the ones that were sent to me. So I'm so happy they just decided to send this one to me. It's just beautiful. And it looks like this is a crawling type of plant. So it's kind of, see how it's kind of crawling across the soil? So I find that's pretty interesting. So I don't know that for sure, but it looks like it. It looks like a crawling type of plant. So yeah, so that's Epipremnum Amplissimum ARA variegated. And here you can see where a new leaf will be coming out right there. So this is the most recent leaf that opened. Okay, so next up is another super beautiful one down here, and it's kind of heavy. So this is the Philodendron Pink Princess, and this is the Black Cherry. And I'm not sure that there is like much of a difference between just a regular Philodendron Pink Princess and the Black Cherry. I don't know. Look how beautiful it is though. I just love this, just love it so much. It's just stunning. And I have a regular Philodendron Pink Princess, which I recently just chopped up because that one was like, it had some root rot. And so I wanted to start over. I nipped it in the bud literally nipped it in the nodes. No, I cut that one up, and you saw it if you watched my grow tent tour. You saw all the propagations of that plant in my grow tent. But this one is just, I think this one is so much prettier than that one. Not that that one isn't pretty, but I can tell a difference. I can see a difference between the one that was marketed as just a Philodendron pink princess and this one, which is marketed as a black cherry. So that's the Philodendron pink princess black cherry. I think this is the most recent leaf that came out. It has grown quite a bit. Okay, so the next one we're going to look at is probably it is the only sad one in the group. And I need to grab it up here. And then I really need to go get it back into my grow tent. So this is the Antherium Oranum, I believe, or also known as Queen Antherium. She is not looking very royal these days. Looking pretty sad. So this plant, I guess I just have trouble with antheriums. I just have to accept that fact. I think it's a learning curve with these for me. So anyway, so I potted this one up. I put it into soil, and it ended up getting root rot. So it did not adjust well. It did not at all. Did not adjust well to that potting. So I took it out, cut away all those dead roots, and I just put it into this sphagnum moss. And it's been in there ever since that. It's probably been maybe, I don't know, 2 months maybe like this. And it's still alive, still doing fine. I mean, of course, I'm losing leaves, but there is new growth. There's a brand new leaf in there. This right here, brand new leaf came out. And I can see other growth points in there, in that jar. So it's still alive. It's a very fussy one, I would say. So this one is probably going to live in my grow tent forever, but that's okay. So that's Antherium Oranum. Okay, so next up is one of my very favorites. So this is the Florida Beauty, Philodendron Florida Beauty. This plant is absolutely amazing, doing so well. And I don't know, I mean, how many more ways can I say I love this plant? I just absolutely adore this plant. It's got another leaf. It's going to be opening, and I'm just thrilled, so thrilled with this one. It did not skip a beat, not at all, and I didn't lose any leaves on this plant. So very happy with this plant. Very excited about this plant. The future of this plant, to see just how big it will get. So that's the Philodendron Florida Beauty. Okay, so next up is a Hoya, and this is the Hoya Spartioides. And this is another one that I still have it in water, still growing those roots in water, which it has grown roots. It is ready to be potted. Now this one I am leaning towards, for sure, towards putting it into pon. So it definitely, this one is going into pon. I have to do it. I'm going to do it this week. I have to do it soon. But so this one is doing great. And I have actually gifted a few cuttings to people, so it was even bigger than this, but I gifted it to 2 different people, so that's why it looks smaller than what it looked like when I got it. But that's Hoya Spartioides. Okay, and then we have the other Hoya Tanggamus, and once again, I'm not sure that this is the one that came from Aroid Market, but this is the other Hoya Tanggamus that I received. And this one, like the other one, it has not grown any new leaves because it's just working on those roots. And yeah, so that's Hoya Tanggamus. Okay, so we have one left, one final one, and I have to grab it. It is in my IKEA Millsbow cabinet, which I need to pull it out of here to show you. It's an Antherium, and it's a beautiful Antherium. So this is the Antherium Silver Blush, and you can probably see, or you will see, that this leaf is new. I'm not sure if that's the only new leaf or not. It is not the most beautiful leaf you've ever seen. It has some holes in it, which I guess it's caused from probably a humidity thing. Maybe it's a watering issue, but it just had trouble opening. But it's still such a big leaf compared to the other leaves. I still love it. Even though it cosmetically is not perfect, still love this plant. That's a nice one up there. This one. So that's Antherium Silver Blush. All right, so that is all of my import plants. That's how they are doing. For the most part, all of them are doing great. Only a few, no, I would say one, just one. I would say just one is on a struggle bus. But I mean, it's making a turnaround. It's coming back. So yeah, I mean, I think, well, 2. Okay, so 2 struggled for me, the Antherium Waraquianum, Queen Antherium, and the Hoya Undulata. Out of all of those 13 plants, those were the only 2 that had struggling issues. But they're still alive. I still have them. So anyway, I mean, if you're afraid to import plants, hopefully this shows you that it's pretty safe. I mean, there's very high chances you won't lose any of those plants. So yeah. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I do make new videos every week, twice a week, and I'd love to have you here as part of the community. So I hope you guys are having a fabulous week, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Bye.